Okay, welcome back to another episode of Third and 23. I'm your host, Alex, here to bring you my week 9 NFL picks and predictions. We went overall, I guess you could say we went 4 and 3 last week, went 4 and 2 on Sunday. Look, I'm done. I'm done taking Lamar against the Browns. He did it to me 2 years in a row against backups. I'm done with it. All right. So that was one of our whiffs we had, but overall, we still did well. One more than we lost, right? So that puts me at 16 and 14 on the season. That's a little over 50%. Not great. Not what I expected of myself, but we did start out 6 and 11. So we battled back, man, 10 and 3 since then. So here we go. We're going to start off this video with two games. I am going to have more NFL games that I'm going to do tomorrow morning, but I'm just waiting to hear some injury news uh, come out. So, anyways, we're going to start this off with the Chargers, who are 1 point favorite against the Cleveland Browns. Haven't seen much line movement in this one. When I look at this game, when I break this game down, it really comes down to a few things, we'll say. For starters, the Chargers passing game. The Chargers passing game against the Cleveland Browns pass defense. I think there's an advantage here when you're looking at Justin Herbert and the Chargers. 7.4 yards per attempt, 11.4 yards per completion against a Browns pass defense that's given up. It's one of the worst in the league. 12.4 yards per reception this season is what they're giving up in the secondary. So they're giving up yards after the catch. They're giving up plays downfield. Herbert's going to have his full stable of receivers in this one. Lad McConkey, DJ Chark, Quentin Johnson are all supposed to be healthy and back for this game. So he's going to have his wideouts for this game. Cleveland is going to have Denzel Ward back. He had a concussion last game, but they're saying that he's cleared protocol, so he should play. But even with Denzel Ward, these guys have had issues on the back end. So I see the Chargers being able to move the ball consistently through the air in this one, and they're one of the best third down conversion teams in the league. And they're also a team that does not turn the ball over. So I don't see the Browns being able to really stop the Chargers offense in this game to really get the stops they need. And they also have that balance with J.K. Dobbins in the running game. Now they've run into a little slump over the past few weeks, but the Cleveland's not very good against the run. Not as good as they were last season, at least. So this is a game that you might see J.K. Dobbins kind of bounce back a little. I'm not expecting a huge game, but good enough to give that balance to Herbert in his passing game, which should have a lot of success in this one. And then on the offensive side for Cleveland, Jameis Winston, you can say yes, he gave the Browns a shot in the arm last week, and he was going downfield and he was hitting big plays. But you got to look at a few things. It was against the Baltimore Ravens, who are dead last in the NFL against the pass, and they had all of their backups, or they had all their backups in the game because all their starters were out. And then you also have to look into the fact that if you watch the game, you realize that Baltimore dropped about 3, 4 picks in that game. Jameis should have had about 4 turnovers in that one, including Kyle Hamilton dropping one at the end of the game that would have ended it for Baltimore, and Baltimore would have ended up winning. We wouldn't have covered, but Baltimore would have ended up winning it outright. So now against the Chargers defense, you're not going to see that same issue. Chargers are one of the best team in the league in terms of defensive points per game. They're not going to have their backups in the secondary playing in this one. And the Cleveland Browns still don't have a legit number one outside at receiver now that Amari Cooper's been traded. I'm not believing the Cedric Tillman hype and all of that. This team is still dead last in the league in converting third downs. Yes, that was with Deshaun Watson, but I don't see the running game being able to take off in this one with Nick Chubb. I don't see Jameis Winston having the same kind of success he had last game because I don't think we're going to see a lot of dropped interceptions in this one. So for me, I like the Chargers be able to move the ball well enough to put points on the board. And I don't know if James is going to keep pace all game long. You might see a turnover or two from him in this one. So give me the Chargers. I mean, all we're doing is picking the team that's going to win outright, right? The spread is 1 point. So give me the Chargers, and I'm going to lay the one. Moving on to our next game, and this final game for this video is going to be. It's no surprise if you watch this video, if you watch my channel, Carolina's on the screen, right? So we got Saints at Carolina. Saints are a 7.5 point favorite in this one. And I'll be honest, I had some pause about doing this game. I was like, maybe I should hold off on doing Carolina, or on betting against Carolina this week. Carolina, with mainly with Chuba Hubbard, averages 4.5 yards per carry. People don't realize how good Carolina is at running the ball, how good of a season Chuba Hubbard is having this season running the ball, because Carolina's always losing, they're always trailing, so they can't really establish that running game for 4 quarters. And you're going against the Saints rush defense that's 28th in the league. Saints are bad against the run. They give up 5.2 yards a carry. The Saints are bad against the run. Let me reiterate that. But on the other side, you look at Carolina's pass defense, really, and their run defense too. They're just bad overall defensively. But their pass even, they give up 8 yards per attempt. They're giving up big plays downfield. And now Derek Carr comes back for the Saints. He averaged 7.7 yards per attempt when he's in the game. So now you're going to see, I think you're going to see Chris Olave. I think Chris Olave is going to have himself a good one. This You're going to see a lot of pass plays downfield to him. I think Derek Carr is going to get this pass game motoring, and I think you're going to see Alvin Kamara kind of have himself a pretty good game, balancing out that passing game, both running and catching. Also, you got to look at the fact that the Panthers love to give the ball up, 30th in the league in giveaways this season. Bryce Young is going to start this game. He's not a stranger to a turnover or two, and the Saints are no stranger to turning the ball over to taking the ball away. So I think you're going to have that working against Carolina's favor in this one. But one thing to note, Saints, their starting corners are out. Katie McKinstry, Marcus Lattimore are both out for this game. So Bryce Young, who's starting, questionable to me because Andy Dalton is healthy and back. Bryce Young is starting. He's gonna be going against the Saints backup corners in this one. Now, they traded away his receivers, Deontay Johnson and Thielen's not playing. So it's gonna be Xavier Legette. But Xavier Legette against these backup corners, you might have something there. But at the end of the day, Carolina, I just got to bet against them. Sooner or later, I'm going to get one of these wrong against Carolina, right? But I think of it like this: Carolina's won me so much money this season betting against them. I can stand for whiffing on one. I don't think I'm going to whiff on this one though because I think Derek Carr and Alvin Kamara are going to have big games. I think Chris Olave is going to have a big game, and I don't think Carolina is going to be able to keep pace with Bryce Young. Bryce Young's not keeping the pace in a shootout with Derek Carr. So give me the Saints. I'm going to lay the 7.5. So that wraps this video up. As I said, I'm going to have a few more games for you tomorrow morning, probably 3. So I'll probably do 5 total for the weekend. And if you like the content, please like, follow, subscribe, all of that. As you can see, my YouTube handle hit in a few seconds. Take care.